Walter. I'm a leader at A.B. Collins Elementary in Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome to a school where everyone is empowered to be a leader.
You may pass by a school and think we're just an ordinary school.
But the moment you come inside, there's a whole new feeling.
We are a magnet school, and in 1999 we weren't attracting very many students. We had at that time around 350. And our superintendent said that we needed to reinvent ourselves. We needed to come up with a theme that was like none other. We went to our key stakeholders, our business leaders, parents, community leaders, and we said, what is it that you want for this community?
Whether it was the parents or the business leaders, they all wanted students who were responsible, could get along well with others, and deal with the challenges that life brought them.
They wanted their children to give back to others. They wanted them to understand a very strong work ethic.
Our stakeholders, when creating this school, talked about having children and grandchildren that were A students mastering the SAT, and then were not successful in college because they didn't know how to work with students, they didn't know how to prioritize, they were only about the academics.
I knew at that moment that schools had to do things differently. That when we're only focused on the academic piece, and absolutely that is important, but there's so much more than that. We captured their thoughts and ideas in a theme.
The theme of our school is leadership. Our mission is to develop leaders one child at a time. Our mission keeps us focused on what's most important.
At our school, you can be a leader in anything you want.
I am a leader in art. I'm a leader in music.
I'm a leader in helping others.
I'm a leader in technology.
We are all leaders. At our school, leadership is doing the right thing, even when no one is watching.
From the time we enter kindergarten until the time we graduate, we are told we are leaders because we all have gifts.
I see each child as having something special about them that nobody else has. And I might be the only person in their life that sees that gift in them, and that it's my responsibility to show it to them.
We are developing 21st century citizens. We're giving them a skill set, one that is based on leadership development that will take them through the rest of their lives. When we developed this model, we looked at businesses, successful businesses, and we said, what are they doing to sustain high levels of performance and excellence year after year after year? And at that time, we thought of leadership. We thought of Dr. Covey's 7 Habits.
We always put first things first, first things first, first things first.
I think I was concerned when they said, hey, your kindergartner is going to be learning these Covey habits. And I, as a manager, had just gone through a training a couple years before and did the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And when I'm thinking, well, how is that for kids? But we watched our kindergartner, our 5-year-old, grow with it, and it was the idea that if you put the expectations on the kids, they can do it.
From the very beginning, we decided we would not water down the language of the 7 Habits. We started teaching children in preschool what it meant to be proactive, and they used the word be proactive. They used the words begin with the end in mind. What we found was that the children really did understand this language. Not only did they understand it, they internalized it. And in many cases, the children teach us far more than we teach them.
What is truly unique is how our teachers teach us the leadership skills. The 7 Habits at our school is not a one-time lesson. It is part of everything we do.
I can take any book off of my classroom library shelf and analyze and discuss the 7 Habits with the students.
In math, we synergize in small groups to solve problems. Working together helps everyone.
The students create these Time magazine portraits, so not only do they work on their drawing skills of trying to draw a face that actually looks like a face, they also have to think about why they might actually be on the cover of Time magazine.
In music, we learn songs that remind us about raising expectations and how each one of us is important. Prepare us to risk, so we learn how to fly. Watch us fly. The 7 Habits are not all we do to learn leadership skills. We have a number of leadership tools that help us stay on task and achieve our goals.
Each student has their own data notebook, and in their notebook they keep track of their goals as well as their academic progress. And what I really like about that is that it really gives the students ownership of their academic progress.
This is my data notebook. My personal goal is to get better at playing the piano. My academic goal is to do better in multiplication.
My personal goal is to learn to tie my shoes. My academic goal is to write 3 stories.
I remember when I was in school, I had no idea my grades until I received my report card. But our students know where they're at in every area throughout the entire school year.
And these are my scores that I've got on the quizzes.
In August, I knew up to 25, October 26, 26 in January, 26 in March.
We use a lot of quality tools in teaching leadership. They're the same tools many business leaders use in making decisions.
Community service is also an important part of our school. Each grade level has 2 community service projects a year. Students are asked to come up with the idea, create flowcharts, set goals, and write thank you notes at the end. Students drive every step of the project.
Every outstanding leader knows the social etiquette of greeting. And for different cultures, that's something different, but here the standard is to shake hands firmly and to have great eye contact.
One of the things they really have been stressing are kids to be leaders in the classroom, to do public speaking, to get up in front of their class and to speak. And so our son Walter, kind of him watching him practice speeches since he's been in kindergarten. He has gotten up and he has stood in front of 40, 50 adults and was able to make a speech.
Some of you may be wondering why I have a peer inside of an adult. Combs empower students like me to be leaders and do the best that we can.
"10 years ago, we had only 350 students. Now we have over 850 students, with 200 more wanting to get in."
The most frequent comment I get when visitors come to visit our school is just how confident our students are in themselves.
I came to this school a couple years ago, about 2. I felt more confident in doing things. I felt more confident in my schoolwork, and all the support here made my grades go up.
Since we began the leadership theme, our discipline issues are down dramatically. So many times in the classroom, students handle disagreements on their own, and it's a wonderful thing to see.
10 years ago, only 67% of our students were passing the end of grade test. Now we have reached 95% of our students passing the end of grade test.
They'll call you and your heart races because you see the school name come up on caller ID, but they would tell us something as simple as how great my daughters did today.
Maybe one child's great, the only thing great about them today is that they got up and they made it to school on time. But you know what? The teacher will pull that student aside and will give them a hug and say, "I'm so happy that you did not get a tardy slip today, and I can tell you really worked hard."
When a job opens up, hundreds of applicants are trying to fill that position, where a school down the road may be struggling to get one applicant to take the job. Our teachers are truly happy.
Just the physical culture of this school. It's colorful, it's vibrant. Not only that, but the emotional culture of this school. We're supportive of each other.
I didn't experience, pretty much anybody being mean and anybody, being a bully or anything like that. I just had a warm feeling.
Most importantly, we love our school!
I'm very afraid that if all we focus on in school is that almighty test score, that we're going to create a generation of children who know how to do nothing but take a test well. A child's worth should never be defined by a score on a piece of paper. There's so much more to a child than just that score. The goals of the 21st century learner are demanding that we look at children through a different lens, that we shift our paradigms, and that we start to teach in the world in which they now live, not in the world in which we lived in, but the world in which our children live in. Teaching them responsibility, teaching them ethics, helping them understand what a moral compass is all about, is truly the gifts we need to give children. We're not going to find that in a workbook. We're not going to find that in a textbook. We're going to find that in the day-to-day interactions that we have with children. We only get one chance to prepare children for a world that none of us can possibly predict.